All right, we're back again. Better Back Life podcast. Got brother Clarence, and we got brother Jarvis, and we're gonna do the podcast and see if we can make it happen. Uh, Today's question, we're gonna ask the question: should men still get married in today's climate? But before we do that, both of us saw Coming to America. I'll tell you what, why don't we do this? I agree with you, brother. Why don't we do this? Because we really don't have time to go into that. Let's do that Tuesday. Can we do that Tuesday?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, let's do it Tuesday. All right. So today's question is, why should any man get married in today's climate, with all this cheating going on, with all this backstabbing and betrayal going on, and you have a 20% chance of having your marriage last at least 7 years. Those odds are not good, and nothing that don't make no sense nowhere except marriage. You know what I'm saying? That for some reason it makes sense in the marriage game in today's world, but why should any man get married in today's climate, Brother Jarvis? Why should they?
It's very hard to answer that question. First and foremost, God did ordain marriage. That's what He wanted, and
He want us not to
it's
lie
the
too.
family. Yeah, that's true, but that is what He wanted, and that's for the long term. That's for the children, the mother, and the father. That's for the good of a whole community, a whole nation.
Good
You
point.
can't. A nation can't stand if you don't have a bone of a family.
Good point.
You have nothing. There's no nation. What is there to fight for? If you're a man and you don't have a family to fight for, what are you here for? A family gives a man purpose.
Correct.
But the way America, and that's not just America, the way I want to say, perverted marriage and the separation,
How did they
even
pervert?
myself, well, you've made it profitable for a woman to just walk away. You made it profitable for her just to say, I give up. You made it profitable for her just to say, I'm not happy. That's not even a grounds for divorce in the Bible or the Quran. To get divorced, it's not a grounds. If you really want a divorce and you're a woman, you have to have real ground. And not being happy is not real grounds. Not getting your way, those aren't real grounds because life don't work like that.
Yeah.
Want to be ground. That's nothing. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. I can't have my way. That's silly. To be a grown woman, if you're in your 20s and up, to be a grown woman and you can't have your way and you want out behind that, you're a silly sister. Or whatever you are. But made it too profitable. It's too profitable for a woman to just walk away. That's why like you said, out of a marriage, out of 100%, 20%, not even 20% of the marriage is making. And hell, half of them, 10% of them, they ain't happy.
Well, I'm saying this. You got a 20% chance to make it to 7 years. That ain't even making it 10 years. You got less of a chance. You got less of a percentage to make it 10 years.
Well, if you know what I know, I wouldn't suggest no man, especially young, to be married to be married to no woman for 10 years. There's nothing good in there for you. If you're to a woman for 10 years in California, you have to give her half of your retirement.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
So half. And that's in not just California. That's in every woman state in the United States of America. That's not every state.
Yeah.
It's every what I call them, a woman state. You have to
Yeah.
give half a few years. You know, I never used to talk like this. Never. Because I had my mother and my father, they gone now. But I had parents who were married over 60 years.
Mm.
You know, I don't know if divorce was an option. I talked to him. I guess it was at one time. But they had my father tell it. He had too many children to leave. They had my mother tell it. She had too many children. No matter what the circumstances were, they stood out. So in my mind, I thought it was supposed to be like that. You know, but I guess it's not. You know, not today. So it's just
Well,
easy for a woman just to walk. They, they give her the children, and where the children go, that's where the money go.
yeah,
You know, every man wants to be the provider of his house, but it's a hell of a thing when you got to provide for your house and her house too,
yeah,
and she got somebody else providing for her,
yeah,
and you providing for her too.
yeah.
It's a problem for her.
There's no
You
win.
know, there's a reason why she does that. You know, not for the man, and you literally have other men. I don't get it. Other men. It doesn't seem like it should be this way. Other men, and you may think that they're not getting it, but the sisters I talk to are getting uh, proposition on a daily. You 1, 2, 3, 5 children. I'll take care of you. I'm like,
Wait,
what?
wait, 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 wait.
So not only do you have
Hold on, brother Jarvis. Let me say this. Just because a woman is getting proposition, that don't mean that those propositions are at any value. You know what I mean? Anybody could get proposition. You know what I mean? That doesn't mean that they they're getting substantial offers for anything. A woman is always going to get proposition for sex until there's always going to be some. I don't care if she's 70 years old. There's always going to be some dude out there crazy enough to proposition her for some sex. Now, I'm saying the older she gets, the less the propositions are going to be there. But it's always going to be propositions coming. So that doesn't mean anything in their minds. That means something, you know. But unless somebody wants to build with you, you know what I'm saying? What good is it? You know what I mean? In my opinion, I don't count like you being proposition. Saying, I've been engaged 10 times. Okay, so why you ain't never been a wife? What happened? You know what I mean? Obviously, the people that propositioned you must have been, not that good. Because if they was, you would have married him, right? So anyway, that's
you would think.
so yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, but not to interrupt you, brother.
But
Go
look
ahead.
how a woman yeah, but
Huh?
look how a woman looks at it. Look how a woman looks at it. She's married.
How she look
But you
at it?
got these other men coming at her. She's looking at it that she's married, but she got these other men coming at her at her job, in the grocery store. What you need, what you want, what you need, what you want. After a while, she like, well, I got him. Let's say I've been married to him 10 years. If I walk away, I get half of what he bring in with my money. I'm doing all right. I got this one over here. He gonna give me some more money. You've made it profitable for her to split up. After a while, she's gonna begin to do the math. Say if I leave him, I'll have money coming in.
Right.
When you say, you say the position is no good. When she does the math, it is good because she'll have more money coming in leaving him than she does staying with him.
Yeah.
Because he don't literally give her half of the liquid paper. If he's a real provider, he takes care of the heavy. He does the most. She said today, give me the liquid paper. Let me do what I want to. And I got this one over here. He gonna do for me.
Right.
It's like,
Well,
so to her, like I said, it's profitable.
well, so therefore, we I believe in marriage as well. I believe that marriage is something like you said. That's the backbone of a nation. Marriage is where you have a nation with people
Yes.
not willing to be married. Eventually, that nation's gonna grind down to nothing, and it's gonna be like the Romans, right? The
Right.
Romans, they didn't. they were strong when they were family oriented. When they got into, messing
Right.
with little boys and, having
Right.
boyfriends, the guys having boyfriends, and this is just facts. This ain't no, uh, uh, what do they call that when they say you scared of homosexuals? Homophobia.
Homophobia.
This ain't no homophobia. We just talking facts. If you go study their history,
Right.
they were the strongest when they were about family. When they got into having sex
Right.
with with little boys and their boyfriends and stuff like that, when they got into
Right.
doing that and they spread farther and farther and farther out, that's when they felt they ran into trouble, because people ain't gonna want to protect
You
what they
fail.
don't feel responsible for. If they don't have no, in marriage
Right.
brings responsibility, right? However, you should be getting something for the commitment that you're making. So we trying to find out,
Yes,
what are
sir.
you going to get for this commitment that you're making?
Right. Right.
What are you going to get?
I've heard women or sisters. Right. I've heard women or sisters tell me some men just want to be in the presence of a woman. And I just went off. I said, what do you, they really believe that. They really believe if I just talk to you on the phone or I just have dinner with you, I'm doing you a favor. They
But that
really believe that.
but there's men out there, there's scallywags. See, this is the problem that we have as men. We could say to ourselves, okay, this is the right way this should happen. There's always going to be a scallywag with the back in the day they call them scabs, people that cross the line. You have a union and you strike. There's always going to be people that cross that line that are going to work for half the price, and they're gonna hurt the union, and they're gonna hurt what the union is trying to make happen. Because, and so in our situation as men, those people ain't scabs, they're scallywags, because they're still gonna, like they said, they're gonna be like happy that, oh my God, this girl is so beautiful, she going out with just me. He don't realize you just the dinner man. The other dude, you just the nail man. You just the wig man.
Right.
All
Right.
of y'all are a unit together, and who's really doing the most damage? Your boy Killer Red, right? He's the one coming over at 11 o'clock at night, pushing this girl's head into the pillow for an hour, right?
Right.
Making it so
Right.
her friend called her up the next day. Come on, girl. We said we was gonna start jogging. I ain't going, girl. I don't feel too
Right.
good.
Right. Why your hair sticking up on your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just got your hair done. Girl, what's wrong with you, girl? You look a mess.
Right. Right.
Right?
You don't pay for no dinner. He ain't taking you out.
No.
You don't drive around in his car. You don't go around his family.
Yeah.
Killer Red got one purpose.
Yeah. He coming late at night to push your head in that pillow. But my point
Right.
is, what is the man getting? What are we gonna get? If I sign this contract, if I sign this paperwork that says the state can, because basically that's what you have to sign. You have to sign a piece of paper saying, if some go faulty, the state can come in and decide what's gonna happen. Right? That's
Right.
called a marriage license.
Right.
You're giving the state the license to
Right.
say, if in case this thing goes faulty, you we the state can come in and divide up the assets under the guise of a judge or whatever.
Right.
We the state can set this, you got to follow our laws to do this, right?
Right.
So
Right.
why is this, why would this make sense for any man to do this in today's climate? Because now let me explain why I'm saying this. I don't know if you know about this brother Derek Jackson that got caught up, right? Relationship life coach. He got caught up, man. They even got him he was on the news, man. The mainstream media about, he was going around teaching black women that mostly black women that single moms that it's not your fault. It's always the guy's fault. And there's a super simp out there somewhere that's going there's a suck out there waiting at the end of the rainbow. You know, just keep hope alive, right? In other words,
Right.
they could play around, rack up a bunch of miles on the vagina, and then at some point there's going to be a dude saying, I don't care that you dripping with killer red droppings, and I don't care if your back is shot up, your face been shot up, your neck been shot up, your mouth been shot up. I don't care. Your club's been shot up. I'm going to take you right away from the carousel and jump into my Maserati, right? He was out there selling that dream. Yeah, well, he was selling that dream and he made millions of dollars doing that, right? No hate.
Really?
Do what you do. But the thing about it is, you better not get caught on the other side of what you've been preaching. It's like a pastor saying, hey, I'm against homosexuals, right? And then I don't know if you saw that episode of Sopranos, man, where this dude was a real macho dude, right? And so he was but behind the scenes, he was actually, getting down with dudes, right? And so his family didn't know, nobody knew, because he was such a influential person. He would intimidate the people and say, if you tell, this what could happen to you because I'm in the mafia, right? So nobody said nothing till one day the Soprano's daughter's boyfriend went to the job site early and saw the dude actually giving one of the security guards oral sex, right? And so anyway, it ended up all coming out in the wash, right? But how it really hit the fan, that dude didn't even say nothing at first because he was so intimidated. What happened was they went. It was two dudes from the Sopranos crew that went into to this gay bar because they were shaking down. It was one of the people that they had to shake down, right? So they went in there, and guess who was sitting there? You know what I'm saying? Who was sitting there with kissing on this dude? And they was like, "What, Vito?" And he was like, "Oh, it's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke." But my point is this: he was coming off like he was one way, but it was the other way, right? And that's the same thing happened to Derek Jackson. He came off like it was one way, but it was the other way. So he got caught up. He was telling women, if you dealing with a man that's gonna cheat on you and isn't leaving, right? But when he got caught up, he wouldn't let his wife leave. He wasn't giving the same advice to his wife. So
I understand that.
Right. So but his fan base don't, because you got women out here that left good men because of your advice. You told them, a good man, brother, you and I, we up there. We in our 50s, right? Okay. So we know, man, anybody could slip, trip and fall. Anybody. Ain't nobody that good at anything where they can't slip, trip, and fall. Right? So it wasn't a big deal for us to hear about this. And that ain't really no big deal because we already know, especially you a man of prominence, women is at you. Women coming at you, man. They coming for you. So how long can you say no? How long can you push them away? Right? Now think about this. If you're a young cat, now you're trying to decide, man, I want a family, but at the same time, I got these desires. These women are coming at me. So he's trying to have a leg in both areas. He's chasing all of these sisters on this. We're not chasing them, but they're coming to him, and he's acquiescing to them, and then he's trying to have a family too. But my point is, if you not, we got all this confusion and all this hypocrisy running around when as it relates to marriage. That's just one situation. I know, and you know, plenty of situations where dudes got caught up cheating, and women got caught up cheating.
Yeah.
But it's always 1,000
Yeah.
times worse when a guy gets caught cheating, right? Woman gets caught cheating.
Explain.
Oh, I wasn't getting the attention I wanted. The woman is instantly a victim when she gets caught cheating, right? Guy gets caught cheating. He's a low down, dirty dog, right? Anyway,
Right.
getting back to our question, what is it? Why should anybody, if all of this stuff is potentially in your range of things that can go wrong, why should any man get married at this point in the game? Why?
You can't. You really can't. You can't. You can't. You can't afford to. I mean, if you have any man's of any means, if you have any man's of any success, you can't get married. I still say have children. I still say that. That's not going to stop. And what I mean by that is, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we do it or not, there's something God is doing behind the scenes. So the baby's not going to stop coming. I can tell you that right now. So more likely, I don't know too many people that don't have children. So the things that God is doing, even when you try to okay, they already tried to, well, they've slowed down our birth rate considerably, and even slowing it down, we still populate. You're not gonna stop as far as children coming. They're coming. Whether the children are coming. There's something put in you, something he'll put in that woman, and God will bring two people together, and then he'll separate them apart. But that's a whole nother subject. But again, there is no there. You can't get married. You can't. You can't do it. Eve is real love, and I believe love. I believe in it. I still wouldn't say get married. And maybe when you're late 30s, maybe and up. Maybe if y'all been through enough. To where okay, I guess she ain't going nowhere. I guess I ain't going nowhere, and y'all can
You
stay
never know
together.
that, brother.
But on the most part,
You
you
never know
can't.
that.
Sir?
You never know when somebody's going somewhere, brother. You never know when, because people are always evolving, man. People are always they're different people every 5 years, so you never know what somebody's gonna do. You know what I mean? The only thing you can do is try to make sure you connect with them on a deeper level where you can see where their spirit is going. But as far as listening to their voice, you never know what they're gonna do. You can never put like this. Any woman, it's like what I say to the athletes and the entertainers. If you're messing with a woman and you're not married to her, you should expect that she is going to she's going to betray you at some point. You should expect that.
Yes.
Just like what's going on with
that's fair though.
all these women coming out. Yeah, you should expect it. I mean, these women ain't got no loyalty
That's fair.
to you. But see, they make a young
Right.
man mistake. They make a young man mistake. The young man mistake they make is, I gave this girl some good stick, and I did some magic tricks on her, and I gave her the magic stick. So therefore, that is going to lock everything up. And I keep telling you, I mean, not you personally, but I'll keep telling them that I don't care what you do to a woman. After 3 days, the spell is broken. If you ain't right back there to re-enchant that person, you can't expect them to stay connected to whatever it is, the teaching that you putting on them. You know what I mean? Because eventually somebody's going to offer them a full package, especially if you're married. If you're a married guy and you offer somebody saying, hey, don't do such and such, don't talk to the press, and you one of these athletes or entertainers or rich guys, whatever, and you say, hey, don't talk to the press, and they offer this person $100,000 to come on Good Morning America and talk about it, what woman ain't gonna take that? I don't care what you did to her. What woman ain't gonna take that, man?
Right.
I mean, so that's what I'm saying. We setting ourselves up to be betrayed, and then we like looking crazy, like why? But that's, like I said, that's a young man move, and then young men think that that's gonna work, and then a young man also then they think, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna talk my way out of it. I done talked my way out of some stuff, so I'm gonna just keep talking my way out of it. And you can't talk your way out. Some stuff, man, you hit the wall, man. You just can't talk your way out of it. You just can't talk your way out of it, man. It's too much, right?
Right.
That's why I say,
right.
what is the
Right.
what is the benefit of actually marrying someone? What is the benefit of actually marrying someone as a man? What's the benefit of it? If you can't, because see, let me set this up. Most women want a traditional man. They want a man that goes to work, pays the bills, a major portion of the bills, and is willing and is going to be responsible financially for the rest of his life, financially for her and their offspring for the rest of his life. At least those are the least things that she's going. So she wants a traditional guy. The problem is you're not getting a traditional woman. You're getting, one of these new empowered, new fangled woman now, right? I want to chase my career, and I want to chase my career, and I want to keep all my money. And if this go bad, I'm a divorce. I'm gonna engulf you in divorce, in lawyer fees and all kind of fees, and then I'm gonna take half of everything you got. And now you tell me, where else does that make sense? Anywhere else, if anybody offered you a deal like that, where else would that make sense? Somebody said to you, hey man, you got $100,000, put this $100,000 into this investment. You got a 20% chance of it actually making some money.
Yeah.
You got an even smaller chance of it actually making a profit. Who would take that? Who would do that when you could go someplace else and you got a better opportunity? And you not gonna get, we're not gonna give you half of stock in this thing. You just get, you might just get, we just give you a little bit of your interest back. I mean, nobody would take that deal. Nobody would take it. So that's what I'm saying. But we doing this in marriage.
Not in their right mind.
Right. But we doing this stuff in marriage. We taking that deal in marriage, and it don't make sense to me. So that's why I'm trying to say, okay, I'm trying to find a benefit for the man. What the benefit of one benefit for the man I can find is that every day when you come home, there'll be somebody that's sleeping in the bed with you. If that's a what you want to say, benefit.
Starts off like that.
Right?
Yeah, it starts off like that.
and then another benefit is
reality sets in.
Well, is another benefit. Another benefit is that you got somebody at home, in house, supposedly watching the children. Supposedly.
You hope.
Well, I mean, allegedly, or that's the structure that's been set up, right? That somebody's there to watch the children, right? So those two things, but most of the time, man, you don't even get those two things nowadays. Most of the time,
no.
See, here's another situation. Okay, if you look at other races of women, right? for some reason they know that between 20 and 25, though they need to go, they need to put some energy into trying to get involved with a serious relationship and try to show that they marriage material. They understand that. And
Right.
so they put work
Right.
into it. Black women look at it the opposite way. They look at it like, nah, there's a better cow around the corner. There's a better bull around the corner. There's a better bull around the corner. So they keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off, and putting it off. Right? Then about 27 to 28, the music starts turning down. Right? Then they go, oh no.
Right.
So now they scurrying to try to scurry to try to get involved in something. Well, put it like this: the scurrying don't start till about 30, and after 30, that's when they really start scurrying around. Like, oh man,
Right.
I got. That's when they try to start. I won't say desperately, but definitely put more emphasis into a long-term relationship. But
Right.
the good dudes are gone. They gone. They've been scooped up because people who had sense enough to say, you know what, I could be out there on the carousel, but this is a good man. He ain't perfect, but he's a good man.
Right.
If I just go ahead and hook up with him, we could try to build something together. He seemed like he got his head on straight. We could build something together, right? But most black women don't
Yeah.
think that.
How
Most
many
black
young
women,
sisters say that?
yeah, but most of them, well, see, brother, but it's not their fault. They're not getting taught on a mass scale. They following the
Right.
Caucasian women empowerment movement. So and they and it that
Right.
those tentacles of the Caucasian white empowerment movement have reached into the black community, and unfortunately, I mean, the sisterhood they have benefited from the Caucasian white women's empowerment movement. They have benefited from it in the jobs and in safety, being safe in different areas, and we understand that. But just like
Did they really?
Caucasian women, it blew their relationships apart because now
Right.
they chose their relationships over. I mean, they chose their careers over their relationships, and they expected
Right.
men to change with that. But men are the same.
Right.
They want somebody
Right.
who's going to be at home looking good. I don't care if you work, as long as you keep yourself together and you still submitting to me,
Right.
I'm cool. And we find
Right.
a
Right.
sensible way to deal with these children, I'm cool. But they think that that's
Right.
slavery. If you listen to them, they'll say that's
Right.
slavery. I ain't gonna be no slave.
Right. Right.
Okay, who you want to be in here? I mean, if I gotta hire somebody to cook my meals, and I gotta hire somebody to clean my house, and I gotta hire somebody to take care of my children, what do I need you for?
Yeah.
What do I need you
And
for?
then I'm start looking at her.
Eh,
Yeah. And you wonder why I'm looking at the maid.
or anybody else? Why am I looking at you?
Yeah. You foolish
But I
enough to
don't
let
think they
another woman in
understand
your house?
that. Man, see, I'm telling you, man, old school women, man, they like. I was talking to a sister one time, man. She said, "You crazy if you let new vagina in your house. You got your man in your house, and you
Yes.
let new vagina in your
Right.
house. You crazy?
Right.
No, you crazy."
Yes.
But
Because you
you
don't
know,
want to clean up.
right? And you saying, "Hey, I don't want to do that. I'm gonna let somebody else feed my man. I'm gonna let Popeyes feed my man. Shit,
Yeah.
if all you doing is bringing in fast food, this is why I said, man, a lot of these women ain't even cooking, bro. So now you marrying somebody that she ain't cooking,
Right.
she ain't cleaning. I don't do windows.
Right.
Don't know how to cook.
Right. Right.
I don't know how to parent. I'm not on your program
Right.
of parenting because you
Right.
may know how to parent, but I don't. So I'm gonna just do some haphazard I get mad, I'll say whatever I want to say, and that's it. So we don't follow no rules around here. So all the children gonna be crazy because they following the woman's crazy situation, right? Because that's what they spending most of their time with, right? You working,
right?
So she's your representative while you gone, and she crazy as hell.
Right.
The children say, "What the hell is wrong with you? You picked this person for your representative? She crazy,
right?
You can't." They look at you like you crazy. They don't understand.
Right.
No, son. No, daughter. This was a bait and switch. This was a classic bait and switch. This person wasn't like this. They didn't present like this when I signed on the dotted line.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but we're trying to find it. What's some of the benefits to the man? I know the benefits to the country, and I know the benefits of the.
None.
What's the benefits to the man?
None. Like I said, I mean, you can't say it any clearer than that. The only thing you got comforting to you is you have somebody constantly in your bed, at least at first.
Yeah.
After a while, the weight of her job carries on her back. See, you're, meaning the man, you're equipped to carry that weight. She's not. She wasn't made really to go to work like that. Now, I'm not saying a woman shouldn't strive or go for what God made her for. Because there are some women on this planet that were made to be a nurse. And she needs to be that. Because that's what God put in her. There are some women in our community that God put in them to be lawyers. And she needs to pursue that. But saying that, your family should come first. They need to. They have to. There was a teacher who taught in one facet of the Black community who taught that a woman's kitchen is her medicine cabinet.
Right.
That's how you keep your whole house well. You need to cook. You need to cook to keep your whole man first, children, to keep them all well and going. Inside that house, everything runs through you. There's a reason why I made the analogy, I think, the other week. On a chessboard, the queen is the most piece on the board. Even protects the king. Because that's really what the woman is. You run inside that house. Everything runs through you. It's on you.
Yeah.
You don't want to be a slave at home. But if you don't want to be a slave at home, you want to be a slave to somebody on your job, because you're going to be a slave somewhere. You got to answer to somebody. Either you can answer to your man and your children, or answer to Mr. Charlie at work, or Mr. Bobo.
Well,
who would you rather answer to?
I'm gonna say it's not so much being a slave, it's so much doing what you're supposed to be doing. I mean, you ain't, but see, because they follow with the Caucasian women's movement, they feel like they being enslaved, or they being in some type of indentured servitude, or some type of oppression or something like that, for just doing what you're supposed to do anyway. Meanwhile, they want you to do what you're supposed to do, right? If you don't go out and earn money and support the family, they call you a deadbeat, right?
Right.
But can you call a woman a deadbeat that don't cook? You can't call it. You understand? They got a way to slip out of everything, man.
Right.
They see. My point is, they want you to be traditional. They want us to be traditional men, but at the same time, they're not traditional. So, and you effectively are not. You effectively are signing a bad deal. You signing a really bad deal. As a man, you signing a bad deal. You're not really getting anything out of it. So, my question is, why are we still doing it?
You remember Big Mama? Yeah, you remember? You remember Big Mama? Remember Big Mama? Anytime you came over her house, she had on the table, or she had some pies. Big Mama had something to eat.
Something.
You go up to the house, you smell the food cooking. Big Mama has something. You tell a young girl now, what Big Mama at? Big Mama dead. Big Mama gone. Yeah, somehow.
Yeah, hey. You go Big Mama
And that's
house
your problem.
and you ain't drinking out of no glass, you drinking out of a jar, right?
That's right.
You drinking out of them jars, right?
Yeah, that jar was good because it was full of lemonade that
Good.
she made,
It
that
was
she
good.
handmade.
It was good. It was good. Yeah. Gotta give you that. But, like I said,
You wonder.
go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say, and you wonder why. Like on that one show in Baltimore, I forgot the name of the show. Uh, I guess the gang shooting, I guess in front of a church or around this old woman. He said, "Man, are you crazy? You don't shoot. We don't shoot on Sundays. That Big Mama going to church.
Yeah,
You
that's the
know, Big
wire.
Mama had respect.
Yeah.
The Wire.
Yeah.
Yeah, Big Mama had respect even in your madness, even in your craziness. You know, man, we don't do that around Big Mama. You crazy.
Yeah.
And Big Mama can't do nothing but pull your ear, but you didn't want to disappoint her like that. That's
Yeah.
a whole nother story too. But she carried clout because you knew. See, feed a man, you got him. Oh, you
Yeah.
got him. Even in your
Yeah.
madness, you know, man, I don't want to upset Big Mama because I still want some of that fried chicken she making.
And that
You ain't
cornbread,
stupid.
right?
And that cornbread.
Yeah.
You ain't stupid.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you wonder
Yeah.
why he facet in our community where he taught that your kitchen is your medicine cabinet.
Man,
That's your
look
medicine
here.
cabinet.
All my man, I'll tell you, I had an aunt, man. Her name was Aunt Dia. She passed on, but God rest her soul, man. My aunt and me and my father, my brother was over there visiting, man. All she had to do was say, she called my father Pee Wee. She said, Pee Wee, I sure would like some barbecue. Man, that dude was up out his seat. We was gone. Up out his seat, gone. And he was cooking her a bunch of barbecue. We go home, we clean everything down, and I'd be like, damn, I'll be like, who is she? Like, why we gotta,
Right,
just because she said something, we gotta move and do it. But as I got older, I realized, man, this is the lady that was giving me that milk in them jars all that time. And if I wanted a piece of, if she had some cake on
right,
the table or a pie on the table, whatever, first thing she do is say, Pee Wee, cut him a piece of that cake. Cut him some of that pie.
right,
You know, cut him, give
right,
him what he want. And she didn't have much. She lived in a little 2-bedroom house, man.
right,
But whatever she had sitting on her
right,
table, Pee Wee, cut him some of that. Get him some of this,
right,
right? But my point is, I even got to the point where I was like, man, I don't want Big Mama mad at me, right? I don't
right,
want, you know what I mean? She was the last of the adults. Even though my father was an adult, she was the last of the adults when he was a child that
right,
disciplined them. He was his mother's sister,
right,
and he was just like,
right,
mm-mm. One thing I ain't gonna do is have her upset at me. Whatever she asked, boom, lickety split, he was gone. But like I said,
right,
she had put in the time, cooking, disciplining, showing love, washing clothes, doing whatever she had to do to make sure they got an education. They went to school. She didn't have I think she had like a 6th or 7th grade education. But
right,
he made sure they recognized all the sacrificing that she did and her sister, their mother did to send them to school in clean clothes, to send them into school. So
right,
they always respected that about her. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, man, it's a whole different.
right.
See, Brother Joe, we talking about the way it was. It's gone. That's gone. We gotta talk about how it is. We gotta talk about how it is. How it is now,
Yeah,
it's just not like that no more.
right,
It's not. And how and for
right,
what reason would any man with any sense, and how do we educate these young men wherein we saying marriage is a good thing when you in the right space in your head and she in the right space in her head. The problem is trying to get everybody on the same page at the same time. That's the major problem.
Right.
Because you got so many options, man. There was a story I used to read when I was a child. It was called The Fox and the Cat. Are you familiar with that story?
No, sir.
Okay, let me give you the short version. Basically, a fox and a cat was walking in the woods, and they all of a sudden they heard hunters and they dogs coming. So the cat ran straight up a tree. And then the fox said, "Is that all you can do? Is that all you can do to get away from these dogs?" And the cat was like, "Yeah, that's pretty much it, man, for me." And so then the fox was standing there saying, "Well, I could do this, I could do that, and I could go up the tree, I could go in the hole, I could, just outrun them, I could." And the fox was so busy. Um, the fox was so busy talking about all the different things he could do. The dogs got him. You know what I mean? Because he had all these options. He couldn't settle on one option. You know what I'm saying? And I think
Right.
that's how we are today, where everybody's got so many different options, or what appears to be options, that they can't settle on the best option. And see, and then
Right.
again, and then here's another problem. Here's another problem. And this is I'm not blaming black women, but I'm saying it's a problem that they haven't, that they're not addressing. They're not coming in house and saying, "Okay, ladies, let's all sit together and address this problem," because they have a major problem. And here's the major problem that they have: they don't know how. They're terrible judges of character, man. They're terrible. They're terrible judges of character, and they will not even consider the character of the man, because the minister taught that they want a well-made man so bad. They want him to just be well-made, but on the inside it's garbage. The guy is garbage. Why? Because
Right.
you don't have to be a good person, because he's still gonna get women whether he's being a jerk or not, right? So he never learned how to. You don't have to learn how to get his skills up, his what do you call that? Social skills up. So how do we
Right.
fix that problem? Now, I'm gonna give you a better question, because we both know that in today's world, marriage is it's just not a it's just not a good deal for men at any age, but especially at the younger ages, and especially for these young
Right.
athletes and entertainers. It is just absolutely should be off the table until you're at least 40 years old, where you can at least you pretty much can see how your career is going. You know what you got to work with, as far as you can put some things in a trust to make sure that it doesn't get touched or it doesn't enter the marriage. You can do some other
Right.
things, right? You can be smart about your money,
Right.
but when you are like 20 years old and you getting millions of dollars, and then you turn around and want to get married. See, most guys are like Derek Jackson. They want to be married. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
You hear me? When I say you want to want that. Like you want to do that, but because you really don't want to do it, but you want to do that. You're trying to do everything else. You're trying to be married and have a family and present that image, but at the same time, you're on the backside, sipping in these motels and hotels all over the country with these,
Right.
scallywags. And, of course, the scallywags, when they come and tell their story, I didn't know. I got 50 degrees, but I didn't know he was married. I didn't know this. I and all this drama, right? But my better question is,
Right.
how do we get because I don't want to be like the man we talking about as far as giving relationship advice. What I'm saying is there needs to be a way, because they keep picking these dudes, man. They keep picking these dudes that run them over like a steamroller, right? How do we teach women to be able to search the character of a man and settle on that instead of the looks of the man?
Well, I have to go back, and retraining her, or reteaching her is a hell of a task. Once again, there's only one facet in our community that I know of that's retraining black women, you know, and to me, in my opinion, one of her biggest faults is where and why she sees strength. Behaving like an a-hole does not mean a man has strength. Behaving like an N-word does not mean a man has, like I said, you looking on the outside. And I guess I want to say, I guess every woman wants a quote unquote alpha dog. And most men or all men are alphas in one facet. No, everybody can't be an accountant. Everybody can't be a lawyer. Everybody can't be a doctor. Everybody can't install cable. We all got different gifts, like the Bible says. More than likely, you're an alpha in that area, and she needs to fall in love with that. Everybody's not gonna fall in love. Everybody's not gonna marry Obama, you know. And every man, because he's an a-hole, does not mean that he's strong. Being an a-hole on the outside, but he has no compassion. He's not developing himself as a human being. It's not strength. She's gonna have to be retrained and retaught. And most women go from the inside out. So you need to be taught that, hey, look, yeah, he commands, some respect, but he's an a-hole. Eventually, if he's an a-hole to all of them, he's going to be an a-hole to you. So therefore, it's not going to last that long. I guess, lack of a better word, is alcoholism permeates or poisons the water in the whole family. Because after a while, you may not want to deal with his attitude or how he deals with things. He could deal with things by always yelling and screaming, always commanding things a certain way, even if you're wrong. And if you don't have the power as a woman to let him know, baby, you wrong, and I know a better way. If he ain't gonna never listen to you, you don't have anything.
Right.
So she has to be retaught, and she needs to know, you know, and you got these men too who are entertainers, and yeah, he can sing. Moral basis, he corrupt. I mean,
Yeah.
stop going by what his gift. And even if the whole world is looking at it, that don't mean he's a good person. You got to
Yeah.
look at him.
Right.
Again, Killer Red, Killer Red, because Killer Red know exactly what he want. He know where he going. He don't put up with no BS.
Yeah.
Killer Red is not in the end. I mean, add him up. He's not a good person.
Well,
But
he ain't
that
a
one,
good
that
person.
geek over there,
Well, he ain't a good person for a relationship. Some things he's good for.
right?
Relationships, that ain't his forte.
No, he just him. Get his.
Yeah.
He don't care too much about you, but it takes
Right.
her a while to realize that. Oh man, he don't care nothing about. He came over here to get his.
Right.
You just in the middle of him getting his.
Right.
How you gonna notice? Like, damn, he got his and got up off me, but I ain't getting mine. He don't care. He goes,
Well,
But that
that.
geek over there, he really care about.
Well, I'm saying that's what I'm saying, brother. Like, what is it? How? See, I understand about women. It's a see they have a natural attraction the um to the alpha dogs, right? They're like moth to a
Aggression.
flame. even though that
Right.
moth can get
Right.
burnt up when it comes to that
Right.
light, it's still going to go back. You'll see it bounce off of it. It'll go back
Right.
again, bounce off of it. They have a natural attraction to that. So I understand that.
Right.
But my point is, how are we going to
Right.
um how are we going to get them to the point where they can see, like you saying, they can see that Killer Red, yeah, he gonna bust your back out. He gonna pull your spine out of your skull. But that's all. But like you said, the geek over here, he gonna he gonna be the one that rubbing your feet when you tired,
Yeah.
or help you cook breakfast, or cook dinner, help you cook, or help you in your life. If you really
Right.
want to get that law
Right.
degree, he gonna be at home with the children at night while you at night school or whatever, right? That man gonna be there. So how do we get them off of
Right.
off of
Right. Killer
their
Red ain't gonna do it. Right.
right? But what I'm saying is, how do we get the women off of their natural tendency? They can't help it. See, it's not their fault. They can't help what they doing. They from their from their vision, from their line of vision, they're going
Right.
after the best male, which is Killer Red type dude. That's who you going for. And as some because of some
Right.
teaching that they have, they feel like, I'm gonna be the one, just like Kim Kardashian. I'm gonna be the one that make this man sane. I'm gonna be the one that make Kanye West a sane individual. Kanye West, it don't matter who get over there. They're not gonna make him a sane individual. This man needs some serious therapy.
Right.
And I'm not bagging on him. That's nothing personal. It's just based on my observation of him and some of the things he's done and said. He needs some therapy.
Right.
Seemed like he's been meandering around ever since his mom passed away. God rest her soul. But ever since his mom had that tragic
Right.
situation where she tried to get that plastic surgery,
Right.
she let the brother work on him, and the brother did something faulty, and she ended up bleeding to death internally. That unfortunate situation, man, he ain't been right since then that I can see. But he hid it well, like most people like him. When I say like him, I mean they have issues. They hide it. They're able to hide it so people don't see it right
Right.
away. You see little breadcrumbs, but people be like, "Oh, that ain't nothing." You know, everybody has a little something going on, but
Right.
you see, it's like it's a real major thing later. But anyway, how do we get these sisters to reject that? Because I don't see it as they got a natural tendency to want the best of the men, but they've been diverted. This ain't the best of the men. You go and get the worst of the men. You're going to get the best of the sex, not the best of the men. So how do we get them off of that and get them on the best of the men so that we can start this thing all over again?
That's therein lies the problem altogether. You have to realize, or we have to realize too, especially in our community, black people take God for the devil, and they really take the devil for God.
Right,
So that right there is everything. We really believe that we like everybody else. We're
right,
not. I'm
right,
not saying you're better. I'm saying you are a special people. You just don't know it. You don't even look at your own self. And really, black folks, look at yourself. Just take a little black girl. She doesn't even jump rope regular. She don't
right.
do that.
She don't even
Look
float in
at
the
Michael
air
Jordan.
regular.
No, no. Look at the black girl who's a gymnast. From what I'm
Yeah,
hearing, they're saying she's one of the greatest gymnasts to ever come along.
yeah.
They said long ago, long time ago, I heard the minister say, they're saying, don't give them, and if you give them an inch, they'll take a mile. We're talking about you. They were talking about
Mhm.
black folks because they know.
Yeah.
You are a special people. You don't do nothing regular.
Right.
Nothing. You don't do your food regular. When
Right.
you get done seasoning that food, man, it's the best food on the planet. Regular.
Yeah.
Look at Michael Jordan. You don't dribble a damn basketball regular. You don't do nothing regular. You can't help yourself. You just can't help it. You don't know, but you don't know yourself. So, like I say,
But brother,
but our
how
biggest loss,
how, how do we get these women back off that track? Because they are
again,
thinking all black men are this way, or that's the excuse they use to say, oh well, all black men is this way.
right,
So I can't find a man
right,
because all black men. I've been on. There's sisters that got sites out here. They got YouTube pages. All they do is fricassee black men. Say all black men are this way, all black men are that way, all black men
yeah,
is this. So we all get
yeah,
put in the same bag.
yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm saying, how do we, those sisters, man, we ain't gonna never change them sisters. But there's younger ones coming up that we could say, hey, look, this is a way how you need to look for character in a man. Don't just look for good looks and and muscles. Because if that's all you looking for, then don't get mad because that's all you getting, right? That's all you gonna get.
yeah,
Just like this
yeah. Getting it don't last.
latest, well, the latest woman that came out with this dude with Jared Jackson, she just proved it. I mean, all you gonna get is a little bit of his time and a little bit of his body, and that's it. You ain't getting nothing else. See, what you want is somebody who gonna push you around in that wheelchair, who gonna lift you up out of that bed,
Yes,
sit you up, sit your behind on that toilet, help you wipe yourself, help you
right,
clean up.
right,
That's what you want because that's what's gonna
right,
happen if you're lucky enough to get old
right,
enough. That's what you want,
right,
right?
right,
But and you want to truly love this person, which
right,
I am. See, to me, that's the exception. It used to be the rule, right? The rule was you love this person, right?
right.
Nowadays, people it's love is not even entered into the situation because nobody knows what love is. People don't know what love is. They think love is
Right.
easy and love is fun. Love is not easy and it's
Right.
not right. You don't really know
No.
if you love
Right.
somebody
The BS come
because
with it. Yeah, the
huh?
BS come with it.
Yeah,
The BS
right.
come with
You don't really know when you love somebody until they make a mistake. See, because people are not 100%. Nobody's out here is 100%. People make mistakes. They
right,
step on themselves. They
right,
do something really hurtful, and then they poke you in the eye, and you able to forgive them. That's when you know you love
right,
somebody. Because if you can't forgive that
right,
person, how can you say you love them? You don't really love them.
right,
But you know what I'm saying? But
right,
people don't understand forgiveness and love, that's in the same box. When you open up the love, forgiveness
right,
is in that box too. And you think, oh, I
right.
ain't gonna need this forgiveness. No, you're gonna need that. Take that too. Take that out the
Cool.
box too.
Right,
Because this person ain't perfect.
right.
They're gonna do something you don't like. They're gonna crash the car, spend
I
all the
can't get
money,
it.
be with somebody else. They're gonna
Right,
do something. So don't think,
right.
oh, I love you.
All the above.
All I need is the love. No, 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 no. You're gonna need that forgiveness in there. Take that with you.
Right,
Take that out
right,
too. You know what I mean? But see, people
right,
they're not getting taught this on a mass scale. They're not getting taught about
right,
love and what's really involved with being in a monogamous relationship with someone.
right.
And especially the females. The females are thinking, I know, I'm going to change Brother Jarvis. I know Brother Jarvis got access to all these women, but I'm the one. This is the golden vagina right here. I'm going to be able to get him and change him. And then once he gets a look at this vagina, he ain't going to want to look at no more vaginas. And it's just not, they don't even make logical sense. What man in a mid
No.
to late 20s with all the testosterone you got going on, you got enough women coming at you, you're gonna. I mean, that's why if you look on internet, men that was over the age of 30 or 35, they ain't surprised about what happened to Derek Jackson. We know already. We knew it was coming sooner or later, right?
Yeah.
You a man, you out there, you got all these people, you got all these women coming at you. You were doing these women's seminars, thousands of women out there, right? Of course it's gonna happen sooner or later.
And you
It's
gonna
gonna be someone.
yeah, you told all of them no.
Exactly. You know what I mean? How long can you run, bro? That's if you told them no. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and say you did tell them no. If you told them no, how long can you run, brother? How long can you run
Right.
before sooner or later
Right.
somebody's gonna catch you slipping emotionally sooner or later one day, and that's all that person needs is a crack. All that person needs is a little crack
Right.
to get in. How was your day?
Right.
That's all they need.
Right.
Next thing you know, man,
Right.
one of the women spent 10 years on the sidelines. 10 years before she got called into the game. And when she got into the game, man,
Right.
she told it. She told it. So my thing is, but that's what we was talking about first. We was talking about why you can't trust none of these women. The only woman you can halfway trust is a woman that you put your name on, and even then, that don't mean she ain't gonna make no mistakes. She ain't gonna mess up. She ain't gonna meet a dude in the supermarket and just be like, have her mind blown. The dude gonna talk to her, catch her mentally slipping one day. Anything can happen to anybody, man. Your wife could walk out the door and run into somebody at work or anywhere. Come home and be like, "Hey, look,
Hey.
you know what I mean? I'm at the love of my life. I'm leaving." What about
Hey.
us and these children?
Hey. Remember what the messenger said? Turn devil overnight.
Yeah, anybody, right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, if we know all this, now we know all this. We know all this already. What are we gonna do about it? How do we get these women? Because see, the women are the ones getting burnt. They're getting burnt. Now, I don't have nothing against Derek Jackson. I don't. But his information is what I got something against. So the information that he put out is that, you know, you don't have to search the character of a man. What you got to do is just be a good person yourself. That ain't good enough to me. That ain't good enough. If you a good person, that don't mean somebody ain't gonna take advantage of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You gotta always have your guard up, man, because you never know what's gonna happen, right?
Right.
What did they tell us in the dojo, brother? Protect yourself.
At all times.
Protect yourself at all times. Protect yourself at all times. They didn't say protect yourself sometimes. They said protect yourself at all times. At all times, because you never know what's gonna happen. You never know what's coming. You never know.
Even when you sleep.
Yes. Even when you sleep, even when you buying some bagels, even when you sitting on your own porch talking to your wife, even whenever. You never know. You never know when the winds of change are gonna blow your way, brother. You never know. Right?
Right.
So you have to protect yourself at all times. And that's men and women.
Right.
So how can the women protect themselves
Right.
against being dealt with by, scallywags? Because really, after they get to a certain point, it's just going to be scallywags running after them. Real men of real conviction, man, they're not going to be. If they get too late in the game, men are going to say they think there's something wrong with them. But see, nobody's telling them that. Ain't nobody tell them that. Nobody won't tell them the truth. Men will look at you, if you single past 40, they're gonna say, what's wrong with this woman? Why is she single and she's 40 something
Right.
years old? Something must be wrong with her. Let me back
Right.
up. Let me leave her alone. Or maybe let me just use her for a punching
Right.
bag. But that's it. I'm not going to do nothing serious with her because they're just looking at it like, okay, so, but see, ain't nobody telling them that. I mean, in a mass group, right? And when they, like I said before on another video, right, on another podcast, people tell them whatever they want to hear, right? Me and you, we've been told since I said 13, but I go back down even to like 10 or 11, right? You like some girl on the playground, it get around that you like the girl find out, and she never even talk to you again. She tell her friends, man, I wouldn't talk to that fool. Mm-mm. But before you had
Yeah.
at least
Yeah.
a cordial relationship, yeah, the girl don't even talk to you no more. Cause why? She said he was too much of a geek. He too black. He ain't tall enough. He ain't right. They tell you all that, right? To your
Yeah.
face, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But nobody
Yeah.
does that to them. See, nobody does that to them. They don't they don't get that talking to until they turn 27 or 28. That's when they get that talking to. Cause life says it to them, right? That's when life goes, okay, enough of this telling you what you want to hear. Cause right, because men trying to sleep with them. So men are telling them whatever they want to hear all day long, right? Since they 12, 11 years old, men
At
are telling them
first.
whatever they want to hear, right? To try to get in their
Right.
pants. And it
Right.
goes all the way up to about 27 to 28. Now at 28, pop, they get the slap in the face. You ain't, you know what I mean? Hey, you know what? You're, but this is how men say it. Most men don't say it straight out. Most men say it like this: I'm not looking to get married right now. What that means is you ain't the one. You ain't the one.
Right.
You have not
Right.
you have not demonstrated that you are the kind of person that I need to risk my whole entire future with. You ain't demonstrated that to me.
Right. But I'll sleep
Like
with
you
you though.
talk,
Right.
huh?
But I'll sleep with you though.
Oh yeah, I'll
But I'll
sleep
sleep
with
with
you
you
all
though.
day. I'll sleep with you all day until you start being even more crazy and possessive. I'll sleep with you until that point. But 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 I won't commit no resources to you because I you have not
Right.
demonstrated that you are the type of woman that I can risk my whole life. Because see, man, now men are starting to understand. I'm putting everything on the line. Every woman I come in contact with, I'm putting everything on the line. This ain't like Bible days, man. You could just have a woman. Oh, she ain't working out. Cool. I just put you out in a tent, the farthest tent out from mine. That's cool. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
now, man,
Right.
nowadays,
Right.
oh no, it's, you risking everything. You're risking all. You're risking current assets, future royalties, future everything. You're risking so much. Future endowments, future enrichments. You risking everything. You risking everything. Getting married before the age of 40 because you don't even know what your life gonna look like. But getting back to the women, how do we teach them how to search the character of a man? What should they look for as character in a man, brother John? What should they look for? I know you ain't here to teach the whole world, but I'm just saying, what do you think they should look for if they looking for a man that's gonna be there for them? If a man that's a better man than Killer Red, what should they look for?
Well, again, she has to be retrained and retaught. Black woman as a whole, she has to be retrained and retaught. She
Yeah,
has
brother.
to know that again, when it comes down to looks, if you know life, and most 20-year-olds, hell, some 30-year-olds, you don't know anything about life, meaning that you do realize that at 20, what you see at 20 is not what you're going to see and be with at 50. In other words, looks fade, muscles turn to fat,
Right.
you know, all that stuff fades away. And if you
Right.
don't love that person, sincerely love that person, then what you fell in love with 20 years from now, you're going to hate them because they ain't what they are 20 years from now,
Right.
because life has a way of catching up with everybody if you live long enough.
Right.
So you need to realize or be retaught or know that, you know what, these muscles that you like, these so-called looks that you like, that fade away. You know, you have to
Yeah.
get into, like you said, the character or the
Yeah, brother.
morals or the morality of a person.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get specific on what they should look for, as specific as you can, on the type of character they should be looking for if they're looking for a long-term relationship.
Or you're going to have to change and be retaught in, looks. See women, I want to say especially because I hear it more often than that. Men, we can't help it. We go from the outside in. A woman goes from the inside out.
I got
When
it.
you're going from the inside out, the looks is the last thing you see. Because when you go to the inside of a man, the last thing you get to is the outside of him. You know, so the sincerity or the commitment or the drive. When you talk about specifics, you know, you want a man going somewhere doing things. You know, what should be sexy is a man who knows what he wants. That should be sexy because who knows what he wants has either talk to God or it's like I know what I want to do. Because some people, you know, there's one facet again in our community that there was a boy who was 6 years old and he was playing with magnets. And
Yeah.
when he found that you have two opposite magnets one another, he knew, oh, I know what I'm here for. He knew right there, we're just playing with two magnets. I know why I'm here. You know, so you can learn in life early, or ask God, what am I here for? And you need to ask a man. There are specific questions, man. There
Okay.
are specific things that you can look for. You know, now where you going? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I mean, there's certain things that you need to, what you're doing.
But I'm saying,
And
Brother
don't go off
Jarvis.
of dreams.
But Brother Jarvis. But that's more. That's good. But that's more along the line of courting. I'm saying before you even get to the
Right.
courting process, before you even get to that process, to at least see if a dude is eligible to be in that process. Is there any way we can, like, at a moment's notice, kind of like put that man in a position where we can explore what he's, his character? Is there any way we can explore that?
No,
Why not?
no. She's going to have to keep asking sometimes the same question over and over again because a man's going to get you want to hear. That first meeting, he's not
That
telling you the truth. He gonna
that
tell you what you want to hear.
that is
You got
true.
to get past that part. So you got
That
to
is
ask him the
true.
same question over and over again. After a while, he's gonna get sick of it and
That
tell
is
you the
true.
truth.
That
So if
is
you want to
true.
get down to it, you have to court him. From the time you meet him, you are courting him. He's not telling you the
Well,
truth. You know why? Because you can't take the truth. The reason why we lie is because you have to lie. If I told you
yeah,
the truth, what I really want, you run. What do you really want? Sex? That's all
yeah.
you want? Really? Yeah, that's all I want. Because I don't
Well,
know you.
well, brother,
Why? I don't know you.
I think that some of them want you to lie to them so that they could feel like they could
Exactly.
come out here like and say, I was taken advantage of. Poor me. I got all these degrees and I'm super smart, but just at this situation, I was taken advantage of. And they sound silly, but
Yeah,
I
you
think
lying
that's
too.
right, right. So like like Brother Tony said, we just lying. We just got it. It's just
Yeah,
ingrained in the society to lie like that, right? And so I feel like there should be a way. Like for me, I know that the woman's gonna lie. I know she's gonna try to say things that she think I want to hear, right? She think I
Right.
want to hear that she could cook. She'll say, "Oh yeah, I could cook. I could do this. I could do that." So I'm gonna try to put myself in positions where she can't lie, and it's just the truth gonna have to come out. Now I wouldn't be exactly courting her. I'm just trying to vet her, just to see what's going on. You know what I mean? I think that process,
Right.
we need to figure out some ways to do that process, because courting means it's a little deeper, I think, involved. And I think you're right. You should be courting her. The vetting process is part of the courting process. But I think we'll get farther if we say, because people would think, oh, we're connected now that we're going out, but you're really not connected. You just two people with the same agenda having sex, right? And so
No,
that ain't
you're
really
not.
meaning you.
You're not courting
Uh,
her. She's courting you. Trust me. You may not
well,
be
maybe.
courting her, but I talked to enough sisters to say, from the time we meet you, we thinking wedding bells. I'm like, what? Sisters tell me the time they meet you, they're thinking wedding bells.
Nah,
They
they
think
not.
wedding bells even just to go to bed with them. They
Nah,
are. Just to
nah,
go to bed with some of them, they're thinking wedding bells.
nah. It's some
Now
of them.
you
They
just
know.
right?
They know that they know what they're dealing with, especially like a dude like Killer Red. They know that they. Can you imagine their mama would have a heart attack right there in the altar if the walk Killer Red? Killer Red came walking up the aisle, holding up his pants with his hands. You know what I mean? With that little gangster
Yeah,
stroll.
because he ain't got a belt.
So she, yeah,
Right.
because he ain't got no belt, right? Maybe choke somebody out with it or something, whatever, right? So we don't know. So it's some dudes that they think like that with, but most of the dudes they deal with, after about maybe a month or so, it takes them longer to vet. So after about a month or so, they realize, this ain't gonna work out. So they spend the next month trying to figure out how to cut the person loose. So what they do is they just try to ghost out on them all the time. Oh, I'm busy. I can't do, and then try to let it fade out. So what happens? The dude comes
To
even
the
harder,
truth.
right? The dude say, "Oh man, I got to try harder," right? Instead of just telling the dude the truth,
Yeah, I'm
right?
losing her.
Hey, this ain't gonna work. Instead of telling them that, she let it build up. She let it build up to a crescendo where it gets ugly. Instead of just saying, "Hey, man," I think all this violence in relationships wouldn't happen as much if people could just vet the person earlier and see what kind of person you're dealing with earlier in the game before you establish yourself in their life and this and that and go through the whole
Yeah,
process.
but she wants to be the good one. Yeah, but she wants to be the good one. Trust me.
Yeah,
Trust me when I tell you she's courting you from the beginning. And she always wants to put up in a position where she's the good one. Trust me on that. Even if she
oh
got
yeah,
to lie, she always wants to be the good girl, even if she's not. She'll
right.
tell you, I don't have sex much. I said, every
They
woman I
all
meet
they
is not
all they
sex.
all
There's a whole
they
on.
all say
But
that. Yeah,
I sex. I only
yeah.
had
They
sex
all
once every 6 months. That's a
yeah.
lie. You have sex every weekend. No, I don't.
Right,
No, I don't. Yes, you do. You don't have
right,
sex with the same man every weekend, but you have
right,
sex every weekend. No, I
right,
don't. No, you're lying.
right,
You're lying. They
right,
all say that. Everybody wants to be
right,
the good girl. Everybody.
right.
They lie.
Yeah,
All of them.
yeah.
But they're sad that they not. But she's
Well,
courting you. Even though, trust me, when you don't think you courting her, she's courting you.
maybe so, but I'm, but they still need to be able to discern quickly that whether this is a situation that they need to pursue or not, and make it get deeper into the courting process. They need to figure out what they want to do. See, because if they don't figure that out, they let it get so far along till and who usually is going to be the burnt person is usually going to be the man. The man is usually going to be the person
Yeah.
that that is aching the most in the situation. You know what I mean? Just like this situation with this man, Derek Jackson, he didn't call back none of these women. So instead of the women saying, okay, I got it, this, you know what I mean? This is one I should learn from. They went to the internet to put the man out there like that. Now they ain't even thinking, hey man, this man got 2 children.
Yeah.
The man got 2 children.
Right.
You're
Right.
not just putting him out there, you're putting his children out there. Now you blowing his family.
Right.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Right.
I mean, where I come from, brother, and I said this on another video, I don't care how mad we was at you. If your children was with you, you got to pass. We let you ride with
Right.
your children. We waited until we got you by yourself to confront you or to
Right.
get at you,
Right.
right? You don't
Right.
get no man in front of his children because his children, why should they pay the price for what he did? But
Right.
you're going to make the children pay for what this man did when you don't have, it didn't have
Right.
to go like that. These people, man, they
Right.
Brother Jarvis, they walking all on top of this dude, man. I wish I had to set some video up already. They walking all on top of this dude. And his children gonna have to hear his man's children are out there, man. They're gonna read about this stuff, they're gonna hear it, they're gonna see the videos, and they're gonna see all this
Forever.
stuff. Huh?
Forever.
What'd you say, brother?
Forever. The internet
Forever,
never go
yeah,
away.
forever, man. Now, what if how is that gonna affect his children? How's it gonna affect his daughter? How's it gonna affect his children? But the people don't care, brother. That's what I'm saying. This world is so crazy, man. We don't even think like normal people no more, brother. We don't think like, well, see, and I say it's demon infested, where they don't even think about this man got children. I wouldn't even,
Right.
first of all, this is our brother, man. This is our brother out here. He messed up, yeah. But that's your brother. You don't kick your brother when he's off his feet. Yeah, you can fight a man when he's
Right.
standing up, but man, when he fall down, leave him down there. You done got him already. Leave him down
Right.
there.
Ain't no honor in that.
Yeah,
Right.
man, let him alone. You know, but when he fall down, you kick him, and then his children come outside the house to see what happened, and you kicking them too? Come on, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I was telling them on another video, I said, we know how men's supposed to act on this on this platform. We know how men's supposed to act, man. We men, we understand anybody could take a trip, slip, and fall. Anybody
Right.
could mean well,
Right.
man. You know how many, brother, you know how many well-meaning dudes done got caught up behind a woman? How many
Yeah.
men? Man?
All of us.
How many men? Martin Luther King,
Everybody.
right? I mean,
Right.
well-meaning dudes,
Right.
good-meaning dudes, man,
Right.
got caught up. Got caught up.
Right.
Just, you know what I'm saying, over women. Even though they
Right.
they was good-hearted dudes, they meant well, but like the minister said, man,
Right.
they know what kind of woman you want. They'll raise her up from a little girl. They raise her up from a little girl,
Right.
just like he like green eyes. Okay, this the one we got. Raise her up from a little girl. They pull out the
And we're gonna
orphanage.
make one.
Yeah, we'll pull out the
Right.
orphanage. We'll raise her up. Here, he like this. He like this. What he like. This what he like. This what he like. And we have 2 agents adopt you. 2 FBI agents adopt you, and then raise you up, and then send you to the man. Right? Your
Right.
specific job is to dismantle this man's life.
Yeah. Gather intel.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember on The Sopranos, man. One of the Sopranos, man, the young dude, he was the young Captain Christopher, man. He had a girlfriend, right? She messed up, man. She befriended this chick, start telling the chick her business, man. Kind of find out the chick was an FBI agent. So she was toast.
Right.
She was toast, man. They was like, look, man, we could run you in on what we got right now, but we don't want you. We want Tony Soprano. So you gonna have to let us put bugs all in your
Right.
house and everything. So she had to do it. So she had to come back. So she was screwing around with them for about a year, right? She wasn't telling them hardly anything, right? So they kept telling her, quit screwing around with us. Quit screwing around with us. Tell us what's going on, right? So she had to start giving it up. Okay. So she giving it up for about a year. So then they had told her, hey, we can come down with all these indictments. So don't leave town, right? So she
Right.
said, I gotta tell this dude. So man, she told this dude, hey, I've been working with the FBI. You know, that person that was my homegirl, she's really an FBI agent. Hey, man, the boyfriend liked to knock her in the next week, right? So at first he thought about running
Right.
away with her, right? Then he said, you know what? This is crazy. She ain't worth all that. And so they took her for a ride, man. They went and picked her up and said, hey,
Damn.
this dude is in trouble. We got to go see him right now. He's in the hospital. I'll drive you. And the dude said, I'll drive you up there. She's like, oh my God, come on, let's go. Took her behind out there to the woods. Talking about, I got to pull over. I got to use the bathroom. He got out the car, went right to her side, put two in her, bang, bang, right? But my point is, she didn't even know that the FBI was on her, her homegirl was the FBI agent. She didn't even know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
could do it. They can make a lot of stuff happen that they want to make happen in this world. This world can make a lot of
Right.
stuff happen. Even so many good men have went down behind women. So many good men. I think Marcus Garvey lost his first wife behind him. I mean, it's just women can make so many bad things happen. And in today's world,
Right.
they can. It's not even safe cold approaching. See, that's why I was saying last time we was talking, I was saying how it's going to flip because men are going so many men. I mean, like you were saying, the Deshaun Watson situation. I'm always talking about the Governor Cuomo in New York situation. That man didn't do nothing to none of them. Nothing criminal.
Right.
I have heard so far. Now, maybe I haven't
Right.
heard the whole story, but I haven't heard no criminal, nothing he's done criminal. All the accusation I've heard, he said this, he looked at me and he said this. And it wasn't even nothing vulgar. He didn't say nothing vulgar. He just said stuff that was suggestive, that could be taken as suggestive. I mean, but they trying to throw the man out of office. And I'm saying that to say it's just so dangerous approaching women today that we're gonna have to stop it. We're gonna have to stop it, dude. We're gonna have to let them approach us. That way we're out of, or what you're gonna have to do when you approach a woman, you're gonna have to have waivers with you. Okay, can you sign this saying I didn't do anything out of the ordinary besides ask you for your number? Because that's where we at. That's where we're going. You're gonna have to have them sign documents. You sign these documents saying that we mutually agreed to have sexual activity together. That's where we're going.
Right.
But the most striking thing that's gonna happen, in my opinion, is that the roles are going to be reversed because of the numbers of women that's out there looking for men, especially in the Black community. The roles are going to be reversed, and they have masculine frames, many of them anyway. They're going to have to start cold approaching and they're going to have to get used to getting massive rejection. They're going to have to get used to that. That's what I see, because I see men are going to start leaving, just like white men. White men are leaving white women alone, man. It's the most dangerous woman on the planet. It's a white woman, because the white woman can go into a courthouse and send you away for years over nothing.
Yeah, it's always some fat. Yeah, it's always some fat white woman too. Shouldn't say
Well, I
that
mean,
like that. My mama never
I'm
liked
just
that
saying,
word. There's
I'm
always
just
some
saying whether they
fat white women that's in the prostitute.
whether they fat or skinny, it really irrelevant. It's just the fact that the courts are with them the most. And when they have an issue, 80% of the people on death row, their crimes are against white people. So white people, the crimes involving white people or things happening involving white people take precedence. So what I'm saying is that's why I say just the numbers bear out that they're the most dangerous woman on the planet. That's why white women and white men are walking away from them in droves. They're gonna have to go to Utah and be a sister wife because I don't see how they're gonna make it on the free market. It's just not enough white men to go around. Anyway, and then on top of that, the Asian women is coming into the fray. The Latino sisters coming into the fray. How's she gonna compete with that? I don't see it. So the white empowerment movement or the white women's or the Caucasian women empowerment movement, which has the black women involved with it as well, these women are going to have to learn how to cold approach men. Excuse me, sir, how you doing? That's a nice watch. Where'd you get it? I was thinking of getting one myself. For your boyfriend? No, I meant for my nephew. I don't have a boyfriend. I mean, they're gonna have to learn how to do something
Yeah.
because
Well,
the
where
situation is
they
so
at?
bad. Huh?
Yeah, where they at?
Well, I mean, give it some time, brother. I mean, it's gonna take time to transition over. But I know where they're at. For you, all you have to go to some place like Spaghettini's and they be all over you. They see you a single cat, they'll be all over you. Now, it won't be the women that you like. It won't be the women in the category you like. I know you look at Jarvis, you like them young girls. They won't be none of them up in there. It's gonna be women in there at 40 plus. So it won't be, they're gonna be business women, they're gonna be career women. It's gonna be women like that have kind of, the clock is ticking and they pass the danger zone. They're in the, like Chernobyl when those sirens are going off. That's where they're at, right? And they like, man, I got to get somebody. I got to go.
Right.
I got to make it happen, right? But I mean, I'm just doing the mathematics, and I don't see how it's not going to get that way. Either we're going to have to sign documents up front, and I don't think most men don't have the guts to do that. How many men got the guts to come to a woman and say, okay, I just asked you for your number. Can you sign this document saying all I did was ask you for your number? Who's going to do that?
That's a turn on. No, but why
That's
would you
I
do that
mean,
when you know it's gonna turn her? Even if she did like you, she don't now.
right? Because she going to say, wait a minute, you're taking my ability to rape you away. I'm not rape. Let me say another way. You're
Yes.
taking my ability to uh, rampage and pillage your assets away. I'm not going to sign anything that's going to let you take my ability to pillage your assets away. So, no, because I never know when I might want to turn this around and say that you did this and that, and with an accusation, squeeze some money out of you.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
And
I
it's
like
getting to
Bill
that
Cosby.
point. Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. I mean, that situation is so sad. That situation is so sad with the Bill Cosby situation. And I'm not saying he didn't he's completely innocent. I'm just saying legally the man is sitting in jail based on no evidence, no physical evidence.
Right.
Legally,
Right.
under any other circumstances, that wouldn't be possible. But except for him,
No.
for his situation.
Right.
I
Right.
mean, but I'm saying like I said, it's just so dangerous, brother. It's just so dangerous that it's gonna have to flip that way. It's eventually gonna have to get to the point where women are gonna have to approach men. I mean, in the street. Like right now, if you went to a place like Spaghettini's or something like that, yeah, they approach you in that environment, and it won't be. But I'm saying the younger ones gonna have to start learning how to cold approach, because dudes are just gonna not deal with Caucasian and black women. They're just gonna leave them alone, and they're gonna just go elsewhere, and then it's gonna. That's what the issue is now. Is that people are just leaving them alone because it's just so dangerous to deal with. They're just leaving them alone. But they'll say to you, I got dudes. I ain't got no problems with no man. I got men on me. I got men chasing me. Yeah, that's all they doing is chasing you. They're gonna run up in you and run out of you, and that's it. Ain't nobody gonna build nothing with you. And when you get to a certain age, looking for companionship, you know what I mean? Ain't nobody gonna be there to put that insulin in your arm. Or ain't nobody gonna be there to, put that quilt over you in your rocking chair. But you have all them cats. You have all them cats.
Right.
Well, like I said, man, let's try to find a solution, man, because we're about solutions here. So the first question we asked was, why should any man get married? I would say I don't feel like any man should get married if he can't say in his heart that I want to be with just one woman. I don't think you should get married at any point, not even in your 40s. If you don't feel like, because everybody's not built for monogamy. So if you can't look at yourself and say, "Hey, I'm I'm ready for this. I'm ready to be with just only one woman," then that is right there. You shouldn't be married. And that's a problem I feel we'll have with Derek Jackson. He had two lives going, and he wanted both of them. And you ain't gonna be able to have both of them. You either gonna have see, like I said, he wants to be married. He wants to want that, but he don't really want that, but he wants to want it. You know what I'm saying? But he knows in his heart that's not where his heart is. His heart is at all these single moms. He's like a he's like an elementary school janitor. There's so many single moms throwing themselves at him. He don't know what to do, right? So you got to figure out what you want. Do you want to be in a monogamous situation, or do you want to be able to play the field? It's up to you. Both situations have their advantages, depending on where your head is at, right? So but to answer that question about why should men get married, they shouldn't, unless they really believe in monogamy. Unless you really believe in it, you shouldn't get married. Second of all, you shouldn't get married unless you're in your 40s, in my opinion. Brother Jarvis might have a different opinion, but in my opinion, you shouldn't even think about getting married till you're in your 40s, when your life has a cadence, it has a certain vibration to it, and it's moving at a certain pace, and now you can see kind of how things are going, and you know how to put assets out of the marriage, so you walk into a marriage with just what she walk into. If she walking into it with nothing, then you can put your assets in the trust and you walk in it with nothing. That way, everybody's at the same pace. Because if you walk into a marriage where you coming in with billions of dollars, and she coming in, with student loan debt, who's winning in that deal? Who's really winning? So, I mean, like I said, don't get married before the age of 40. I don't care if you can't take care of it. I don't care if you got millions of dollars. That's stupid. You just risking up millions of dollars. And the solution for that is, like I said, wait. Brother Jarvis, what's your solution to, should a man get married, and what's the benefits and any of that?
I mean, marriage, what? Um, Nowadays, a piece of paper. I mean, even if you have children by her or a couple of hers, to me, as long as you take care of those children, that's commitment enough. Now what arrangements you and that young lady or that lady have, that's between you two. But in the state of California and in certain states, most of the states really in the US, United States, don't get married. It's too profitable for her. It's too easy for her to walk away. It's too easy. Only way that I can see of that a man was even Steven. And when I seen that situation, that woman never got divorced. Whereas he had his own business and washed his money, or I want to use the word hid his money. She had a regular job with her retirement. When she brung up divorce, he said, okay, that's fine. He never wanted it. It's okay, that's fine. You want to take half of your retirement. All that got washed away. All of a sudden now, oh no, let's work on our marriage. Let's work on being a couple. Now you want to work on being a couple. That's amazing how it came down to me, dollars and cents. And how, oh, you can work on it if you have something to lose. If
Right.
you have to lose, I'll put you in line. That's
Right.
funny. But if he has something to lose, I'm not happy now. I need to get out. You need to get out. But if there's something for you to lose, you can get in line now. Now you can cook,
Yeah.
because he didn't even want a retirement. Didn't even want it.
Yeah.
Now, if they would have went through the divorce, he would have said, keep your retirement. That's yours. As long as I keep mine, you keep yours. We
Yeah.
even. She didn't know that. But because she didn't know that, oh no, we can work on it now. So again, it's you can't get married. It's not good, man. The only way to get married is when she equally to lose as you got. Then you can see her. If she want to lose what you lose, okay, fine, go ahead and get married. But if she ain't gonna lose what you lose, don't get married.
I'm gonna say this, brother.
Because she's gonna profit.
I'm gonna make the one exception. I'm gonna make the one exception to this what I'm saying right here. I'm gonna make that one exception. The exception to this rule is when um when um you are, you know, you and the other person are on the same page, and they continue after you still go through the courtship process and you still see that they're on the same page. Okay, but here's why I say that: because there's certain circles that you may go into, upper management, politics, uh, stuff like that, where uh, they're not going to turn the reins over to no single dude. They're just not going to turn the reins over to a single cat. And being married, it will be a plus. Now that's my exception. If that's what you're going for, then you need to work diligently trying to locate a wife, a person that will be on the same page with you. But other than that, I'm saying no. But like I said, there are some circles that they're going to want to see that you're married. Because like you said before, Brother
Right.
Jarvis, if you can handle that, then you can handle this. And we want to look at your wife. You
Right.
can't come in here with a bag with a woman that don't listen to you, guys. Because if your wife come in here and she show that you ain't the boss there, then why are we gonna make you a boss here? So, you might have to
Right.
go to mixers, and you might have to go to company functions, or if you're in politics, you might have to go to things with your voters and all that. You might have to go there, and people have to see your family. You have to see your wife, and so and they have to see if your wife is in compliance. Because if she ain't with your program, how how you want us, the rest of us millions of voters, to listen to you, and this chick ain't listening to you and she live with you. So that's my exception. If you looking to get involved in stuff like that and go up in the management of some type of corporate entity, or you're uh, going to be in politics or something like that, then you need to consider marriage a little more carefully, a little more seriously, because that might be something you might have to do before the age of 40. You know what I mean? So that you can show people that, you know, you are a solid cat, because people think of married dudes as solid. A married dude can't just jump up and run away. If I turn over my company to a married cat, he's got so many commitments, he can't just run. He can't just quit one day because he got pissed off. That's just how people look at it at that level. So that's my exception to the rule.
Yes, sir.
Sir. So let's try to find a solution for our next question, which was, how do we get the sisterhood to look at the character of a man instead of the brawn of a man, and consider more than just the brawn and the beauty of a man, and consider the character of the man? How do we do that?
You can't cheat. I mean, you can't make her. So again, you have to retrain and reteach her and get out of looks and get her out of brawn. She has to change. So it's not gonna be done overnight. And she has to know that, looks fade. And she has to be convinced of that. Because it's sad to say that in this society now, perception has become reality. It's not.
Right.
Perception has become reality. Right. So she has to know that perception is not reality. Killer Red can look tough, but can Killer Red really fight? He talk, but talking ain't fight. But he talk tough, but that don't mean he can fight.
Is he giving up the draws? Perception. So doing them, when he doing them jail runs, is he giving up the draws? I mean, do we know?
Right. That's another. That's a whole nother question. But yeah, I mean, so there's so much. I mean, that question is so deep. I mean, there is no one answer to that. Yeah, she's gonna have to change. She has to, or die. She's gonna evolve or change. And realize perception it's not reality. And she's gonna have to be convinced of that, because she's been convinced that perception is reality. Some women take a commercial as real. TV is real. People really think that Kardashians, that's real. It's not real.
All right.
It's not real, man.
All right. So
it's not reality TV.
But how, Brother Jarvis? How do we do that? How? I mean, I need you to be as specific as possible. I know they need to be.
I can't. I mean, that's the best I can tell you. She's got. What do you want to say? That's all I can tell you.
No, I mean,
there are no specific ways. There is no there. No, but there is no specific way. We can say education. I mean, we can say television. I mean, but there is nothing specific. How you got this way, you're gonna have to bring her out. You can tell her, like, look, Kardashian's not real. You can tell her that, but to her, no, that's real. No, it's not. That's not a reality. Right. What you see on television, the Kardashians, that's act. It's not real.
Right.
But she's convinced that's real. Oh, they really live like that. No, they don't. They got money, but they're not happy. They ain't happy like you think.
Yeah.
Money.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm saying
you sleep better at night than they do.
Yeah, but I'm saying, how is there a way that they can say, like, is there a way that they can say, when they hear or see something, they can say to themselves, oh, this person ain't got the kind of character I need to be able to move forward? Is there anything they can? Is there any early detection type of situation that they can do?
You have to ask the same question over and over again. He's going to keep lying until he's going to keep lying to you until he gets tired of telling you, and he may slip up and tell you the truth. No, there's nothing. No, there is no one answer. Oh, I'm going to ask him. He's going to tell me the truth. No, he's not. He's not going to do that. Why won't he do that? He can't.
I understand that.
He's not going to do it.
Yeah,
he's not. He's not going to sit up there and do it. If he did, you run.
Yeah, he's gonna lie.
What are you gonna say? Why you like me? You want to have sex? That's why he wants to have sex. You want to hear that? That's the truth.
Yeah, he can't say that.
No,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
hear
a
you, man.
lie.
I hear you, man. But I mean, it should be something where they could say, ask a question that, I mean,
No,
he's gonna lie in the beginning,
no.
but
If it was,
eventually, or set
no, 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 no. If it was that simple, we do it. No,
the.
no. Not this.
um,
No.
well, I think
That's
even
like
worse.
asking black people to wake up overnight. No.
I
They're
think
not
even
black
worse.
folks would not wake up overnight.
No, I think even worse is the fact that, like, you're right. You are absolutely right. They don't want to hear the truth. They don't. Please
No,
lie to me.
no.
Tell me that
Yes.
because I don't want to feel like I'm a hoe for sleeping with you. So tell
Yeah.
me something
Yeah.
so I could settle on
A
that.
lie.
Yeah, I could settle on that, and then if it go
Right.
faulty, I could say, I believe I was taken advantage of. And then and you're right. They're
Right.
always gonna make themselves the poor little lamb that got a leg caught in the
Right.
machinery, right? You know what I mean? So,
Right.
uh, yeah. Well, here's my take on it. My take on that is that we need to do better screening at women. We need to do better screening. If you want a better result, you're gonna have to start screening these men better. That's all it is to it. You and stop saying all black men are like this, or black men are like this or like that. You know who you are out there doing that. Stop saying that. Stop saying that all black men. Because what you really saying is the black men that I've been picking are like this. The black men that other stupid people are picking like this. Well, let me not say, I don't want to call sister stupid, but other black women that are not using their full intelligence are picking. You guys are picking these kind of men that's going upside your head and doing all this other stuff, and then you blaming the rest of us, throwing the rest of us in the pot with it, and that's not right. You know what I'm saying? I ain't, brother, I ain't never went upside nobody's head. If they don't want to listen to what I got to say, pew, I'm gone. Have you ever went up inside somebody's head?
No, sir.
I mean, it ain't worth it, man. Why? I ain't got to go upside your head, man. I'm too good of a person, man, to to waste time going upside somebody's head. You don't want to listen to what I got to say. I understand, man. I'm gonna just leave you standing there. I'm gonna take all this goodness somewhere else. It's no problem. And I know how to do a lot of magic tricks. A lot. You missing out, not me. You missing out. And you'll find out later. I was I was
Right.
doing business with a brother, man. I was doing not a lot of little business, but a little business, right? And the brother didn't want to pay me, and he didn't want to say nothing to me. He kept avoiding me, and I was like, "Man, what's going on?" But then I said, "Man, hey, bro, are you gonna pay me this money that you owe me? A couple $100." I said, "You gonna pay me this money, or what we doing?" Oh, see, because I thought that we were gonna. I said, "Okay, but are you gonna pay me? Are you gonna pay me?" Well, uh, I I said, "Okay, brother. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just take it as a loss." I said, "Don't even worry about it. We good." He was surprised. He was like looking like, because he a street dude, right? He's like, "Man, caught off the street. Street dude would have been like trying to start some drama over this little bit of money." I was like, "But this ain't no kind of money to be starting no drama over, brother. I got big fish on the front. I got big fish frying. This is nothing. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to risk the fish I got frying already over this." But I said, "This is going to cost you more than it's costing me." He said, "How? What you mean?" I said, "See, you're a nice guy and all of that, but you just showed me we can't do business together. And you're going to wish we could have did business together later. But that's on you. We can't do no business. But you're a nice guy and all of that. So, we'll leave it at that. And you got one over on me this time." But I said, you taught me a lesson as well. Don't be so trusting of people. But at the same time, you taught me, you and I, and we can still talk, and we don't have to stop our association, but as far as doing business, because once you show me I can't trust you, then I'm not even thinking about moving forward and doing business. See, I was thinking we may be able to do some business down the road. Whoop, gone. That's all off the table now. And you'll see later that you paid for that. And I'm saying the same thing about women. They'll see later they paid for what they did with joining the Caucasian women's movement. And I'm not saying they shouldn't have joined it, but you got to know when it's time to get off the bus. Like they missed their exit. You know what I'm saying? That you got to know when it's time to get off the bus. Now you in a bad neighborhood. You in a bad neighborhood now. You try to find your way back. You in a bad neighborhood. Yeah, you got money, you got jobs and all that, but you in a bad neighborhood because you by yourself out there. And that's not you as a woman ain't designed to be out there by yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you was brought here to be with somebody, right? It didn't say Eve, you on this side of the planet, and Adam, you on that side of the planet. Adam was already here, and Eve, you was supposed to be here. You was brought here with him. If it wasn't for him, you wouldn't be here. That's a whole nother video, Brother Jarvis. I don't want to even start preaching.
Yes, sir.
What other question do we have?
Well, that was it, brother.
Huh?
That was it.
I think so. I think we talked about the sisterhood. I think we talked about everything. We brought it all the way around. We tried to find some solutions for it. And in our viewing audience, if y'all got some solutions that you think you want to hear us talk about it, you can hit us up, and we'll go over it and see if we can try to have a conversation about it. I'm looking forward to trying to bring some other people on with us and try to have a dialogue with a few people so that we can get not only us, because I think we made our points clear, I stand clear on most of what we saying, but other people can come in and throw their hand in the ring and talk it out and hash it out. We can see if we can hash it out. You got any parting words, Brother Jarvis?
No, sir.
All right. Was you gonna say something, brother?
No, sir. No, sir. I said no, sir. That's it.
Okay. Okay. And pardon with Brother Jarvis, and on behalf of Brother Jarvis and behalf of Let's Talk the Better Black Life podcast, we're not trying to attack nobody. We're not into putting hate out there on nobody. We just talking to try to find solutions to some of these problems that we have in the Black community. So forgive us because we just talk straight, and we know God is with us, so we don't be beating around the bush. Anyway, we'll talk to y'all on the next podcast. For our podcast, if you want us to discuss anything, hit us up. Check us out on our page and you can see how to hit us up. Then we'll try to look into it for you. In the meantime, be good, take care of yourself, and never be the aggressor. Peace.